Hey there YouTube, Bipolar Bear here. I will be casting a game between WhiteRa, or actually now known as DuckloadRa, and Dimaga. I'll start off with a little bit of history of WhiteRa. WhiteRa is a very old Starcraft 1 Brood War player. Very good. He's Protoss. Dimaga, also another high level Starcraft 2 player. I think he was Starcraft 1 Brood War, I don't really know. WhiteRa is actually my favorite Starcraft 2 player of all of them. Probably because of the fact that he's much older than all of the rest of the crew. He's about 40 years old, I think, actually, and that's quite a bit. That's very old to be still playing Starcraft 2, but I think he's still got his game on. And Dimaga, I don't know too much, but pretty much WhiteRa is the oldest professional Starcraft 2 player left. Dimaga starting off with a blistering 229 APM, which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's a lot of spamming, I guess. Which is healthy, because, you know, it keeps you warmed up for the game. I tend to do it after I've, figured out my build completely, but it can actually mess me up if I haven't done it right. WhiteRa, he's got an 81, 82 APM. You know, in the very start of the game, you're not actually going to use all of your APM very much, so I think it's fine that he's got a lower APM. Now it looks like WhiteRa going for a fairly standard build, 13 gate. I like the way he's walling off. He's got his gateway on one side and not on the other, and I am getting a message actually. I'll just put myself on busy. Nice. Okay, back to WhiteRa. His gas was a little bit late, along with Dimaga. He's going for a 14 hatch, 15 pool build, I guess, if he's got his pool going down soon. It looks like he's saving up. Okay, 14 hatch, 15 pool. Taking his natural, which this map is Xel'Naga Caverns. And something I've noticed is actually very hard to defend your natural because the ramp is, there's quite a bit of space between the ramp and your natural, and then it can be hit from this direction and this direction and this direction, all of them. WhiteRa just being a little bit of a nuisance with his probe, zapping the new expansion. Dimaga responding with a drone. His Overlord Scout's about to get to WhiteRa's base. In the meantime, WhiteRa has thrown down a Cybernetics course who's not going for the 2-gate against the Zerg. Personally, I would have said that it would be a good idea to go 2-gate against a fast expanding Zerg going 14 hatch, 15 pool, because he won't have any Zerglings out very soon at all. But he could get some roaches. He'd still do some damage with the Zealots, but he's not actually building any at all. Very interesting. I'm gonna apologize for calling DuckloadRa WhiteRa all the time, but that was his previous name. I'm used to saying WhiteRa. He's still got his scouting probe in Dimaga's base, and Dimaga isn't gonna put down any tech until then. His expansion just came up. He's got all of his hotkeys, which are very good for spamming at least. Just training a queen, very standard, nothing big. He's got his Overlord scouting WhiteRa now. Now he knows he's not going a 2-gate, but I might have been too late by then. WhiteRa's got a Sentry coming out actually first. Very interesting choice. Most people go for a Stalker or Zealot. Sentry. Okay, Sentry Zealot. So he might be going for an early push. Chrono boosting his warp gates. Smart choice. In the meantime, Dimaga just trying to get some good saturation on his Expo. Not really doing a lot. Still only got his spawning pool. He's got 1 gas. And I'm lagging a little bit. There we go. He's got his queen. Gonna make a creep tumor, then head back to the base. Nice choices to extend the creep to the expansion. It makes it a little bit easier to defend from the main because it is so far. He's got his second queen popping out, and looks like WhiteRa is throwing down 2 more gateways, 3 more. So he's going for a 4-gate push. Very aggressive play. I like it from WhiteRa, especially against the fast expanding Zerg. And I still don't. Oh, what is this? Evolution chamber. Still no tech from the Zerg. He's not going for hive or anything, or lair. My bad. Still just working on his Expo, playing very passively, and WhiteRa's he's gonna take advantage of the passive Zerg, and he's just gonna use his 4 gates, I guess, to absolutely crush him. It would be hard for Dimaga to defend against this push from WhiteRa. He's got, let's see the units. Army. Units, there we go. Okay. He's got 8 Zerglings and 2 queens to defend against the 4-gate push so far. And they're starting to turn to warp gates, so it's fairly reasonable. Oh, and WhiteRa has walled off his main, so there's not going to be any Zergling run by. So he's going to warp down on the low ground and just attack with his warped in units. In the meantime, Dimaga he's just got 12 Zerglings now, speedlings, so he's got speed. That should help fend off WhiteRa's push, but it looks like he's actually still just powering. No tech whatsoever. Getting melee attacks level 1. It's a smart choice, but WhiteRa's got quite a powerful push going on. I don't know if Dimaga will be able to defend against this. He could really use a few spine crawlers, maybe one here to hit the ramp and his expo. I don't know what he can do. These Zerglings won't be able to deal with this force right now. But it looks like WhiteRa is actually waiting for more units to warp in. He's warping in more sentries. It's a smart choice. It takes a lot of micro, but they can be very useful against the Zerglings. Now Dimaga has quite a few more Zerglings, but I would like some different tech in his composition. Looks like he's throwing down Baneling Nest, which is very interesting. Most players would go for Roaches, I guess, but the Banelings could be effective against this because the Zealots and the Sentries are all light units. So the Banelings are going to do extra damage against them. Looks like WhiteRa is moving out, going to hit this scouting Zergling, I guess, but Dimaga is going to see his whole army. Spreading the creep very, very far. I like that play from the Zerg, but I don't know how much it's going to help him against this early push. That's some insane amount of Sentries and Zealots. WhiteRa is keeping his minerals down. Dimaga is warping in a bunch of Banelings, and WhiteRa is delaying his attack. He's just chilling, waiting for, I don't know what, maybe another warp. No, he's not even going for another warp. He's moving in. The Banelings are coming in. Oh! Oh! WhiteRa taking a lot of hits, but not enough. Oh my god. And that's GG. WhiteRa's done. Well played by Dimaga.